All right, so come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. It is time. It's Monday. For me, we're approaching the evening. It's late in the afternoon, and I'm still enjoying the living crud out of this fabulous 2-case purchase of the Saint-Alain. It's one of the finest Languedocs I've ever had, and it's a 2020 vint, and I absolutely cherish it. And that is Solver's Courage. Okay, so we have, it looks like a Colin Adams grid edited by Joel Fagliano. And I want to say before we jump in and totally get started here, I just wanted to give a shout out to Renium down in South America. You inspire me. You make me want to learn Portuguese. So I'm going to make that a goal of 2025. My focus lately has been Vietnamese and bettering my Turkish. But you know what? I need to get busy on Portuguese, because maybe next year would be a great year to visit Lisbon and perhaps come down somewhere south of Mexico where I might be able to find you and do a crossword with you, my friend. But it was great to hear from you. As with anybody, shoot me an email. I absolutely love that. Leave a comment below, whatever the case may be. But let me know how you're doing, because it just means the absolute world to me. I cannot stress that enough. So thank you. Thank you all so very much for that. Now, why don't we hop into our grid and see what we got for this Monday? Let's see if we can do something here. So we're going to start right out with something bracketed in, hey, over here, which immediately makes me think this is a psst, as in, I can't say this out loud. Turned on is a laptop, maybe powered, and we can't say powered on because on is in the clue, so I think we're probably going to say powered up. Speedometer stat. Well, I'm assuming we're talking about miles per hour, but I could be totally wrong. Because, there's all kinds of things it can give you, right? So make a loud exploding noise. Maybe go boom. Unit of biological inheritance. Yeah, that's the one thing we're going to get from our family, isn't it? So I think go boom might be the safe bet. Let's just check ourselves. Removed from political office, maybe to oust. Extremely off-putting, could be odious. What a great word, too, isn't that? That's one of the greatest words on the planet. It's just an odious task, right? That kind of thing. ¿Dónde está la library? Oh, this sounds like Spanglish to me. And being a Texan, I'm pretty familiar with it. I get that an awful lot. I remember conversations with people, friends of mine growing up, and they'd have their family over and whatnot, and primarily Spanish-speaking family, and then be listening to stories. What would be like, la familia come tortillas de maíz y cervezas enfrente de la casa, and then man, there he came around the corner, and he came into, and I'm like going, whoa, which language are we on here, right? So I like that. It happens here in Europe an awful lot, where you'll start a conversation with someone in French or in German, and it will gravitate. I have had it happen to me where it's gravitated to Vietnamese. It's just fun, right? So, birthstone for a Halloween baby. I guess it could be an opal. Completely fill as a hungry person would be to sate. Keep a close eye on. So maybe watch carefully. And making sure I didn't double type that. Really, along with the new languages that I've promised to learn, I really should probably learn how to touch type too. Egyptian god with the head of a falcon, and I do believe that is Horus. And anger could be ire. Very nice. Got a nice little lively, somewhat challenging Monday grid here, right? So give the green light, or the go-ahead is to okay it. The Houston Rockets have made it in here today. That's kind of fun. What is this? Let's see. What's here? Oh, I was about to say, this looks like belt out. Perform karaoke with passion, but I was like, wait a minute, what could that possibly be there? So I looked at this, promised to pay as an IOU, and I put an S in for rocket. So that's no bueno. So I'm assuming this is built out a song. I don't know for sure. We'll see. Friendship and amity. Is it just me? That's a good introspective question. No need to point it out. Thank you very much. Maybe this is I can see. Scam could be a con. So I'm going to go with I can see. And you'll notice I'm having some issues remembering the difference between typing into the New York Times grid here versus typing into the Guardian grid. In the British paper, it's a different thing altogether. If you've already got a letter there, you got to type that letter again versus here, it skips it. And so making my mind work, but it's not an easy thing to do. Stand at the side of could be to flank, and I guess that could be a good or a bad thing. Ferret-like mammal with prized fur. I guess we're talking about a mink. Fraction of a bite could be a bit. Hangers from cave ceilings, I'm assuming to be bats. One of the very clever clues in yesterday's Guardian Free, the Freeman, I guess, the crossword I did yesterday. One of them was a blood count, and it was Dracula. That was cool. That was a cool. I'm going to go with amity, just to see. A freestyle like Ella Fitzgerald is to scat. Marlboro offering informally, maybe a cig. Or a sponsorship on a NASCAR. The largest branch of Islam would be Sunni. Fine. Ignore my advice. Okay. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Maybe I have something wrong somewhere. I don't know. But let's try to get some order here. So vehicle taken back by the bank for short could be a repo. Historical stretches could be eras. Kind of exam where picture everyone naked, maybe giving his advice. Sure, when you're doing your orals. Cry at a bull ring, ole. Par for the course, very nice. Coming together, but yeah, this is an unruly one. This is almost on the level of a Wednesday, it feels like, right? Grub could be chow, as in, something to eat. Writing hints, as a crossword constructor does. I'm assuming this would be cluing. Form of nonviolent protest, and I'm assuming this would be a lie-in. And I tell you, these assumptions today, they're just that. Got 18 holes on a golf course, and that's Lola Bunny, Bugs Bunny's love interest in space jam. I've never seen it, but through crosswords I've learned that that's who Bugs Bunny has got the hots for. So good on Bugs. Yeah, what's up now? Let's see. Direction pointing straight up from the equator, and I do believe this would be true north. And let's see. I just wonder if you have to use or take into consideration a declination, right? Makes me wonder. Still up in the air for short. I guess it would be to be determined or announced. I don't know. Is it a D or an A? Looks like this is overwhelming. Noise could be to deafen. So we'll see. Cheese that might go unsliced on a charcuterie board. And if you're my mother, you'll pour a wonderful local bee's honey on top. It's just so nice. Mutti. Mutti, Mutti, das ist sehr schön. Das ist meine Lieblings. Vielen Dank. Ich liebe dich. Okay, so we're going to go with Brie. Yes, my mother puts honey on hers when she's doing her charcuterie boards. It's so good. British punk rocker with the hit Rebel Yell. And of course we're talking about Billy Idol, but man, I still think Sweet 16 is his ultimate song, right? Let's see. Long, thin bone of the lower leg. I thought we had other Dracula here, another blood count here, but no, we got the fibula. And as a matter of fact, I used fib as a little white lie to remember that in my very first anatomy and physiology class. So toy pellets for shorts, maybe BBs. So it looks like fine, ignore my advice would be suit yourself, which is nice because I don't have to go in and change it. But I'm wondering if I fat fingered anything else. I don't want to be digging around trying to find the answer at the end. Got the IRS is collecting taxes, stethoscope users, RNs, DRs, MDs, DOs, who knows, let's see. Strange case, I guess this could be an oddity. And if that is, we'll make this doctors and then go down with a hullabaloo, could be a furor. Much ado. Speaking of a hullabaloo, could also be called an ado. It's kind of a fun little intersection there, don't you think? Iconic hairstyle for Diana Ross or Bob Ross. By the way, everybody who keeps telling me that I'm kind of like the Bob Ross of crosswords, I want you to know I appreciate that. I wish I had the hair. I mean, I don't, but I'll take the compliment otherwise. That's a pretty cool thing to be. So I guess we're going to go with an afro. But that is the coolest thing. That made me very happy. A noggin in slang. Oh, good Lord. I mean, I don't know. It could be a nut, actually, in England for sure. Like duck your nut. Double reed, woodwind. Wait a minute. What is going on here? I don't feel like this is an oddity. Maybe it is an odd one. And this feels better with the oboe. And noggin in slang, is that a knob? Feature of a unicorn or rhino. Yeah, okay, so it can be a horn. Well, looky there. Oh ho. So I guess that's what we've got here. Following the latest trend styles or hints is so watch belt down suit. Got it. So I think we're probably talking about fashion forward, which I am not. People think of me as a bit of a clothes horse, but I kind of create my own style, and I don't really do whatever is in. I do what I like, right? And it seems to work. People think it looks pretty good. But, no, I'm fashion forward? I don't think so. I just do what Christopher wants to do. So tourist guide listings, maybe sites. And, okay, rainy day reserves, about savings, pop in on maybe to visit, deteriorates like old wood, perhaps we're talking about rots, less dangerous could be safer, give off could be to emit, and well, yeah, every Texan knows we have to remember the Alamo, nickel or dime, maybe coin. House in Havana would be a casa. Regarding as to roll of cash could be a what? Is that roll doll? It sure is. The Fantech Mr. Spot. How are we doing? And how did we do, Bob? Well, I'll tell you how we did, Bob. We did really well making sure that volume was that freaking loud. Okay, what a way to bring in that little number at the very end. One of my favorite things to hear. Nothing worse than seeing that thing pop up says, oh, so close, you know. Like, fat fingered something, right? You know, so, you know, wasn't paying attention, you know, doing crosses only. It happens on occasion. But this was a tight, clever little Colin Adams grid. I didn't have any issues with it. Nothing stood out to me as being truly inelegant. It was just a fun grid. It was very cleverly constructed. And I have to admit, of course, the wine is giving me hiccups here all of a sudden. I better drink some more. But I have to admit, it really felt like I was doing a Wednesday grid. It was not like, you know, it wasn't just your typical Monday, okay, I'm dinner for you. I'm just going to lay here and let you cut into me and have a bite. No. This, like yesterday's Sunday grid, this made me work, and I like that very much. It really made me change a couple of my answers, which is not normal for a Sunday or for a Monday. And you know what? But I like that. The more challenging, the better. It's nice to go through and get ourselves for the day, but when the solution comes a little harder and we get there, that's satisfaction, right? So let's go ahead and top this on out of here, and then we will see everyone back tomorrow for the Tuesday grid, which, if this is how Monday's going, if this is any sort of indication of where the rest of the week is going to be, it might be a really busy week for us, but the more the better. I'm absolutely loving it. The more challenge, bring them on, right? Because it's great. Until we see you tomorrow for those 3 grids, let's go ahead and bring down our Baniata du. And until next time, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, Cin-Cin. And we'll see you when we see you next. In the meantime, be good to yourselves Be great to your neighbors and be phenomenal to the person behind you in the queue. All right. Take care. Be well out there. Just be safe. See you tomorrow.